Title of the chapter is Wisdom. So the last chapter that we had studied was detachment, and with detachment we gain wisdom because till we are uh, attached to attached to the objects, sense objects, or attached to the objects of the mind or the thoughts or ego. So we block the wisdom. Wisdom is already within us, but there's a blockage. There's a blockage. There's a cover, and the cover is this attachment with the ego, or attachment with the mind, or the thoughts, attachment with the sense objects. These are the blocks. So with the teachings of Vedanta, when we come to the Guru teaches us what is Vedanta. So Vedanta talks about our own self, our nature. Who are we? So once we are aware about our nature, then we don't, we lose the perception of truth in the sense objects, in the mind, or in the ego. And the moment we lose, the sense of truth uh, in the objects or in the mind or ego, we uh, automatically we see that we are detached from them. And once we are detached from them, we unblock the flow of wisdom from within. And once the wisdom is unblocked, then the wisdom starts to flow within our heart. The wisdom starts to flow within our mind. It starts to flow everywhere in the intellect. So that is how we feel it. That is how we experience it. And once we experience this wisdom, then uh, uh, there is no looking back. Then we see that this wisdom takes us, you know, uh, spontaneously. This wisdom takes us gradually to our highest goal of our life. That is, the oneness with the self, or oneness with consciousness, oneness with perception, or oneness with the pure consciousness. So, as we had said that in the very beginning of the text, that Astavakra Samhita is all about uh, perception and detachment. So we had talked at length about detachment. Today I was talking to some of our devotees, and they felt that we should discuss about detachment more, or more clearly. So as we go on into the text, when this thing about detachment comes, so we try to discuss it further, because this is very important. Uh, Perception. Perception means uh, to have an idea, to to accept that idea, and to believe in it. Once you have complete faith on the idea that you have, or which has been imparted to you by the master, then this perception process is fulfilled. So once this perception process is fulfilled, then you see that you know automatically automatically within you there's a flow of discrimination. You start to discriminate. You start to judge. You start to distinguish between the truth and the false. First of all, you hear about the truth from the master, that this is truth and this is false. You hear about the definition of truth. What is the definition of truth? Definition means truth means that it is it is it pervades time. That is, it was there in the past. It is there in the present, and it will be in the future. So that is truth. So the master teaches us the reality and the non-reality. So once we start to we develop this discrimination within us, we can separate between what is real and what is unreal. Then the then the path towards wisdom becomes very easy. And once while doing this while distinguishing or while separating the real and the unreal, we become completely you know we become completely uh, uh, one with the real. We just come and stand firm on the real. And this uh, this this process or this state of ours, when we stand firm on the real, is called meditation or nididhasana. And once we are very firm on this real, this firmness, this idea about reality, that is called dharana, the conception or the conviction about about the reality. This conviction takes us to the reality, or you can say that perception of reality, uh, this perception of reality reveals the reality unto my mind, unto my heart, and then I experience it. And when I experience this reality, I see that everything is me. There is no two. I have distinguished everything. Like Vedanta says, neti neti. There is not this and not this. So whatever you see, whatever you encounter, whatever you encounter in your, in your day, uh, these are all not true. These are all not you. These are all not pure consciousness. They're all matter. So you just leave them, and slowly you approach, slowly you approach towards the beyond this, beyond this. Not this means beyond this. So whatever I'm seeing now, or whatever I'm feeling now, or whatever I'm hearing now, or whatever I'm smelling or touching now, or the thoughts that I'm having now, or the feelings, the emotions, not this. This is not that. This is not the truth. So not this means going beyond. I have to go beyond this. I have to find out the cause of this. I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling bad. So I am only aware about the feelings. I'm only aware about the feelings, but I have no idea from where this feelings is coming. Where is this goodness? Where is this badness? Where is this happiness? Where is this sadness? I have no idea. I just experience it. I just experience it. So now it says that when you experience these emotions, then you need to search the source of this. What is the source? That is going beyond. Once you start to seek the source of everything that you encounter, then you see that you move beyond everything. You move beyond everything into subtle and to subtler states, subtle to subtler states, and up to that subtlest, where there's no way to go, one step further. So you have reached a point of no return. You have reached a point where you cannot approach further. That is the place where you see that you have completely mingled with that. The seeker, the searcher, the one who was searching, this person gets completely mingled with that, what it was or what it is. He completely gets mingled, and then he sees that this is the only reality. There is no, seeker. There is no seeker. There is nothing to seek. Everything is the same. Everything is one. There's nothing to seek. All this journey towards self-knowledge, journey towards truth, all these are all just ignorance. because I have not known myself, because it was the self or this consciousness was always covered. That is why I thought that the self has to be discovered. But once I have discovered the self, I see that the self was never covered. It was always discovered. It was always there. It was always there in the broad daylight. So, self knowledge means you attain something which is already attained, which is all like we wear glasses. Just day before yesterday it happened that my glasses were like this, here, like this, and I was searching for my glasses. Where are my glasses? I was searching in the whole room. Then one of the boys came and I asked him, "Where are my glasses? Did you see?" He said, "It's here." So when I found the glasses here, so this is also discovery. Oh, this glass is here. But this discovery or this attainment of the glass was already attained. It was already there with me. I was not aware about it. I was not aware about it. And that is the difference it makes. So now I am aware about it. Now I am aware about I have, what has been always with me, or what I was, or what I am. Now I am aware. So once I'm aware, I see that I was the same before. I was the same before, and I will be the same afterwards. So, you know, uh, when there was a man with whom I used to talk in USA. So he said, Swamiji, uh, when I was unenlightened, I was a stupid, and when I was, I got my enlightenment. Then also I discovered that I'm stupid. The only difference is that, when I was unenlightened, I was not aware that I'm stupid. Now I'm aware that I'm stupid. So this is the thing. When we have not discovered ourselves, we are not aware who we are. Now when we have discovered it, we see that this is what we are. But this one was already present at that time. When I could not see it, when I failed to see it, then also it was there. I just could not see it. I was not aware. My focus was somewhere else. My focus was somewhere else. I went to the lake for fishing. I went to the lake for fishing, but I put my, you know, I put that one by which people fish. So I put that one, you know, I would put my nets, fishing nets, in a place, in a water where there is no where there is no fish. So it's not the fault of the nets. It's not the fault of the nets. It is my fault. I am searching fish where there is no fish. I have to search, I have to put my net in the place where the fish is. And this location, this location where the fish, the person who tells me this location, that why are you searching here? There is no fish here. You have to search, you have to put your nets there. This person is called Guru. He shows you the way. He does not give you knowledge because you are the knowledge yourself. So Guru never gives you knowledge. He can he can share his knowledge with you. He can share his insight with you. He can share his wisdom with you, but he cannot give you knowledge. That knowledge is always within you. So once you hear that knowledge from him, the ignorance within you, is eradicated. That is the only work that the guru does. The guru talks about this knowledge, and when he talks about this knowledge, means he talks about that knowledge which he has experienced. So when he talks about that knowledge, the ignorance which you experience, which is within you, that gets eradicated. That gets completely diminished. And once the ignorance is diminished, the knowledge appears. So we are in the 11th chapter of Astavakra Gita, so Samhita. It's called wisdom. Astavakra Uvacha. Astavakra is saying, what is saying? Bhava Bhava Vikarascha Svabhavaditi Nishchayi. Bhava and Abhav. Bhav means existence, or you can say birth. When a thing comes into existence, that is when a thing is created, and abhav means when it loses its existence. That means when a substance is destroyed. So when something is created and when something is destroyed, okay, it says that this world, you know, this world or anything which is not Brahman, it has got this characteristics of uh, creation and destruction, of birth and death. And this birth and death, this this birth and death, or this quality of creation and destruction, this quality has got vikarascha. It gets distorted. It's all distorted. It's all not true. It's distorted. And one who knows this, that the creation and destruction, what is happening in front of me, the birth and death, whatever is happening within me, it is not the creation and destruction of the universe or the world, the creation and destruction of the thoughts. When the thought is created within you, that is called creation or birth. And when the thought is destroyed, or when the thought diminishes, that is called destruction. So a Vedantin does not bother about the creation in the external world. That creation does not affect him at all. What really affects is this one, the creation which is happening within him. And what is the creation that is happening within him? The creation of thoughts, because these thoughts are continuously producing desires, and these desires are making me get attached to those desires. And as I become attached to these desires, I move away from wisdom. I move away from myself, my real self, or my real nature. I move away from there, and I go into the realm of ignorance. I go into the realm of duality. So, you know, if I am aware that whatever is happening, within my internal world, whatever creation and destruction is happening within my internal world, these are all distortions, distractions. This does not exist. They are true now, but they are not going to remain later on. It was not there in the beginning. It's now. It's there, and it's not going to. It's not going to exist in future. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that Avyaktadini Bhutani Vyaktamadhani Bharata. Avyakta Nidhana Neva Tatraka Paribedana. He says, this world that you see, which is so important and which is so real to you today, this world was in the state of unmanifestation in the past. In the past, there was no world. The whole thing was in the state of unmanifestation. Then, in the present, at this moment, it has manifested itself. And when I see this, I see everything is so true. And I think that this is the reality. This is not going to change. But, Abhyaktadini Bhutani, Vyakta Madhani Bharata. At this time of present, now everything is manifested. But Avyakta Nidhana Neva, but then there will be a time in the future when this whole thing which is manifested now is again going to going back into the state of unmanifestation. And Lord Krishna says, so there is no truth. There is no truth. What you see today is not going to exist tomorrow. It was not there yesterday. It's just truth today. Tomorrow it's not going to stay. So when everything is, everything is so trivial, when everything is so trivial, so why are you so much, you know, why are you so much concerned about everything? Don't be concerned. Don't be affected by this. Don't be affected by this. Everything is transitory. It's a just a, it's a passing phenomenon going on. It's a passing phenomenon. It's transitory. It's not true. So he says, bhava bhava vikarascha. This, this existence and non-existence, these are all, false because they transform, they change. Vikar means change. They change shape, they change, they change nature, and that is why, uh, that is why you don't need to be so worried about it. You have to be very, very firm on this, on this, on this knowledge. Nishchayi. You have to be very firm that, well, whatever I'm seeing in front of my eyes, or whatever I'm seeing in my mind, these are all, these are all means these are all these will all change. These will all, transform. So they are not true. Nirvikaro. And by having this very firm idea that everything what I experience or encounter is going to change. It's not going to stay. It's going to become non-existent. By having this full, full perception of about the world, external and internal. About the world external, whatever I see in the external world, and the internal world, which starts from the mind. So nothing is going to, stay. Everything is going to be destroyed. So by knowing this, very firmly, nirvikara, remain indifferent. Remain indifferent to everything that is happening in front of your eyes. Remain indifferent from everything which is happening within your mind, the emotions, the thoughts, the desires, the temptations, the happiness, the sorrows. Everything is transitory. Nothing remains. Nothing remains. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. But after some time, I become sad. So this happiness does not stay. I'm very sad, but this sadness also does not stay. After some time, I see that I become happy. So the sadness also doesn't stay. Anything in this world does not stay. So you need to be very, very indifferent from everything that you encounter. Gata klesha. And only by being indifferent to everything that you encounter, you will, be freed from all sufferings. You will be freed from all sufferings. Sukhe nevo pashamyati. And that is when you are going to experience real bliss, real joy, real joy. Means when you can, you can recognize the futility, the triviality, the transitory aspect of everything that you experience in the external and the internal world, and you become totally indifferent from that, unattached from that. You become totally unattached from that. That is the time when you become free from all sufferings, and thus you attain, you know, thus you attain absolute happiness, absolute joy, absolute bliss. So Vedanta is a path towards joy. Vedanta is a path towards bliss, towards happiness, towards peace. there's peace. So this is what it says. Now the second shloka, that is verse. Ishvara sarva nirmata nehanya iti nishchayi antar galita sarvasha shanta kapi na sajjate. It says that, you know, whatever has been created, whatever I see has been created, these are all created by Ishvara, that is God, or you can say Brahman. So God means that Brahman which has got attributes, that Brahman which has got power, kinetic power. It's Brahman means potential power. It's completely inactive because it's full, it's total, it's totality, it's absolute. So because it's absolute, it does not have anything to do, it does not have any actions, it does not have any, craving, it does not have any desire, because it's fulfilled, it's fulfilled. So what happens is, you know when this Brahman gets mixed with, it gets mixed with attributes and power, Shakti, then it becomes Ishvara. And this Ishvara, this attributes, this this consciousness, this consciousness mixed with attributes, this consciousness mixed with energy, they create this world. So I did not create this world. Because I have not created this world, I am not responsible for anything in this world. So a person, an aspirant, should have this kind of, this kind of mindset. Don't go into this aspect of what is God, what is Brahman. No, no, we are not going to that. It's a very simple statement that, whatever you see in front of you, whatever you experience, this has not been created by you. It has been created by God or Brahman. So you are not responsible for anything. So because you are not responsible for anything, because you are not the creator, so you are also not responsible, you are also not the doer. And because you are not the doer, because you are not responsible, so why do you get attached to this? Why do you get involved? There is nothing to be involved here. So you need to, you need to get rid of this involvement. Don't be involved, because this one is not yours. It's not yours. It's not your creation. It's not your creation. And because it's not your creation, so don't bring, this me and mine factor. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. This me and mine. Don't bring this. It's not yours. You're not the creator, and that is why nothing present here is not yours. And by knowing this, Antargalita Sarvasha. And by knowing this, you need to get rid of all the desires that are there within your mind. Every time your mind is producing desires, every time your mind is producing desire, you see, all the thoughts that are coming, all the thoughts that are being produced, they're only desires. So each and every moment, my mind is creating thousands and thousands of desires. I am aware about some. I am aware about some. I am not aware about the maximum. Like, if somebody tells you or asks you that, what are the thoughts that you had yesterday? Because, yesterday, for the whole day, you had thoughts. If somebody, asks you that, what are the thoughts that you had yesterday, you will see that you can only recollect 5 or 6 thoughts. But the psychological aspect of the mind, the psychologists say that we have 50,000 thoughts every day. So in these 50,000 thoughts, we can only recollect 5 or 6 or maximum 10. So what is the ratio? 10 is to 50,000. The ratio is completely negligible. So this amount of mind that we are aware of is the mind that we actually use. This is the mind that we actually use. So we use the very, very negligible part of our mind. And by using this very, very, very negligible part of our mind, you see that you have so many sufferings, you have so many, problems, you have so many problems, you're so much depressed, you have so many irritations only by having, the, only by having, the micro negligible part of your mind. You use the micro negligible part of your mind, and that is what has happened to you. You even cannot, manage that much of the mind. You even cannot manage that part of the mind, and that is why it says that you need to get rid of all this mind. If this micro portion of the mind can make you suffer so much for your whole life, just imagine if the whole mind was there. If you are aware about the whole mind, what will happen to you? Just think about it. You will see your life will become hell within a second. We live our life for like 50, 80 years or 90 years. We suffer, but we somehow we make it up to 90 years. That means, it's not only sufferings that we experience, we also have, a lot of happiness. That is what keeps us going. That is what keeps us going. Hope keeps us going. That means, we have something, we gain some substance, and that is why we can, get through all the, or all the sufferings. But you just think that you are aware about the whole mind, what kind of, life you would have. You will die the very instant. Now, you'll just die now because you cannot bear the pain. That is why it says that antar galita sarvasha. Try to be free from all your desires. Try to be free from all your desires. Try to try to get rid of all your desires. How to get rid of all your desires? Just be separate from the desires. You don't need to stop them. You don't need to control your mind. You don't need to overpower them. You don't need to do anything. Just keep a distance. Just keep a distance. Like, you know, when we go to Brindavan, I'm sure some of you have gone to Brindavan. If you didn't, the next time when you come to India, you should go to Brindavan. So when you go to Brindavan, you will see there is a problem. The problem is monkeys. Lots of thousands and thousands of monkeys everywhere in Brindavan. So when you are in Brindavan, you cannot wear your glasses. When you're in Brindavan, you cannot even talk to the mobile because nowadays these monkeys are so trained. They know that this is something which is very important to human being. So what they do is they just take away that mobile phone. So and there is all these monkeys. They're in group. They want to attack you. So now, if you're in a lane going, if you're in a lane which is leading you towards Yamuna River, or the place where Krishna had performed his divine sport, his leelas. So you are just walking in that lane, in that narrow lane, and you see thousands of monkeys sitting there, and you're scared, and you know that they can attack you. So what will you do? you know that is what I did, and I saw that it yields a lot of very good result. What is that? I don't notice them at all. I show as if I have not noticed them. I don't look at them. I just look at the path and just keep going, and they don't attack me. But I've seen people who get scared, and they want to run away, or they want to do things to protect themselves. And once you do this, they will attack you. So the best way is to be totally indifferent, and just move as if they don't exist, as if they don't exist. They will not do anything. They will not even come closer to you. They will not even come closer to you. So this is what we have to do with the desires. You will have desires. The moment you want to control them, the moment you want to overpower them, the moment you want to, stop them, they will become uncontrollable. You cannot overpower them. You will see that instantly you have been overpowered, and the moment you discover that you are overpowered by your desires, you will see that you know decades have passed. Decades have passed, and one day you realize, wow, I am completely overpowered by my desires. So you know what to do. Just be indifferent. Just be in your path. Your path is, I'm the self. I have to I have to recognize myself. I have to discover myself. I have to discover myself. Just be in this path, and treat the desires as if they don't exist. They don't exist. And you will see that the desires will never affect you. And once the desires will never affect you, what will happen? Shanta, you will attain peace. You will attain peace. Why are we not peaceful? Because we get attached, we get involved with our desires. That is why, we are not peaceful. Once we can separate ourselves from the desires, we become shanta, that is, peace. Kapi na sajjate. And then when we attain this peace, when we feel this peace, we see that this peace does not, this peace protects us from all attachments. This peace always protects us from all attachment. You know, it is so, such a amazing feelings you have within yourself that you don't want to get attached and get distracted. You don't want to. You just want to remain in this peace, in your nature. Okay. Next, what it says. Apada sampada kale deva deveti nishchayi. He says, Apada sampada, whatever sufferings you have, whatever distractions you have, whatever challenges you have in your life, and sampada, whatever prosperity you have, all the distresses and the prosperities are because of your karmas, of your actions. Whatever actions you have done in your past lives, these are these actions are the results of your prosperity and your distress or adversity. So you are not the reason of your distress. You are not the reason of your prosperity. It is the karmas that has been performed in the past lives. They are bringing all this. So you don't need to be concerned about this. Everything in your life is going to happen according to the karmas that you have done in the past. You cannot change it. You cannot change it. And because you cannot change it, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just remain in your path. Remain true to your path. Remain true to your path. It says, Apada sampada kale deva deveti nishchayi. All this adversity and prosperity, they are because of the actions that you have done in your past lives. Tripta swasthendriyo nityam na banchati na shochati. But by contentment, whatever you have, by contentment, swasthendriyo, and by being completely detached from your senses, from your mind, by being completely detached from your mind, nityam, and by being in the truth, na banchati na shochati, and not by seeking or not by rejecting. If you have these qualities within you, that you're you are you are separate from your sense objects, you're separate from your senses, you're separate from your mind. You could separate yourself from your mind, and you could remain, focused on the truth. You could remain focused on the truth, and you don't seek anything, you don't hanker anything. And if something comes to you, you don't reject it. So if you have these qualities, then you will be tripta, you will be peaceful. So today we stop here. We studied three verses. So in our next class, that is on Sunday, we are going to continue from the fourth. If you have any question, please do ask. Hmm. No, that is also from another past life. You know, it is like a continuous process. It's like if you go through science, it says that you have started your journey uh, from a microorganism to single cellular organism, then multicellular organism, then you became, plants and animals, and then you became human being. So while undergoing this journey from a, a amoeba, that is a single cellular organism, to hangs, you had to do a lot of karmas. So all these karmas that you have done, they have accumulated results. And whatever you see now, whatever you have now, your prosperity, your adversity, your challenges, your sufferings, your happiness, these all are because of the karmas that you have already performed in the past. So, while we strive for perfection, from an organism, we become a multicellular organism. From a multicellular organism, we become multi-organ animal. From a multi-organ animal, we become, the animals with brains. We can use our brain. We can use our wisdom. So then we become human being, and from human being, we become, enlightened. So while we are in this process, we go through a lot of karmas, and these karmas, the effects of these karmas are what we are today now at this moment. So, we don't need to be worried about anything, because, we talk about destiny. So, whatever has to happen with me has already been decided, and the decision has been done by me. I am the one who have performed those actions. So, because I performed those actions, knowing that, I am the doer, so I have to suffer them. But when Vedanta talks about unattachment to the mind or unattachment to the ego, so now when you are aware that, these actions were not done by you, it's actually the nature and the attributes that have, that have performed these actions. You are not at all involved, because you are pure consciousness. Actions are done by those who has needs, but you have no needs. You are complete, you are always fulfilled. You have no needs. So now when you know these things about yourself, you become unattached from the ego. You become unattached from the mind. You become unattached from all the all the things that you experience. So once you become unattached from these, so then the effects of these karmas, and the karmas that you are doing now by being unattached, so they also has an effect. So these effects never affect you. They don't touch you. And thus, at one point, you become free from everything. You become liberated. So, like it started from this process of a single cellular organism called amoeba, two hands. Like Swami Vivekananda said, that religion is a journey from a brute man to Buddha man. So if you consider Buddha to be the highest manifestation of consciousness, then you know it's a journey. This Buddha man was a brute man at one point. So he thrived for perfection and one day he became Buddha. So this, this tendency of attaining perfection, this tendency of attaining prosperity, this tendency of going beyond our limits to go into the space of infinity, this is inherent within us. It's inherent within us. So, and these produces results. So once you are, aware about this, that you are not the doer, so these never affect you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. You know, I had 3 o'clock in the morning. I had the inspiration of writing this, and I thought that it was Bhagwan who was telling me to write this. Something has to be written to the organization. Something has to be written to hold the organization together. So I was feeling that these words were actually given by Bhagwan. He was telling me write it, and I was actually going to write something else. The basic plan was to write, but I saw that all these words were just provided by him one by one, and I'm sure that he is going to guide us, you know, in a better way. Do you feel, yes, 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 it was on the day of, I think, Guru Purnima, in the year 2020, when we were all suffering from COVID, and nobody could go out to see him, you know. So at that time, he gave this message to everybody that live long. Because people were all scared that they are going to die because of COVID. So he said that live long and and be victorious, victorious in life, victorious from COVID. He was so positive, in every aspect of his life. He was so positive. He was always, enthusiastic, and he always encouraged people for living, to thrive, to go and cross their limit. So that was Bhagwan. He had this. He is a man of infinite possibilities. For him, everything is possible. Do you feel him? Do you feel him inside? And and do you have this pain also? This intense pain also, or you have gotten rid of that pain? Yes, yes, yes. So if you might have seen that it is not grief, it is love, or it's just a sense of missing that you're so familiar to him, and you could talk to him, you could touch him, and now he's not there, but you have that feelings of being close to him, and you miss this. So these feelings of separation, it is completely different from grief or sadness. People people mistake this as I'm sad. Oh, Swamiji, why are you sad? We are not sad actually. This separation, which is called biraha, yesterday I wrote it in Bengali. I could not translate it because I was very in a very, like, I was completely lost yesterday, in these things, Bhagwan's love or Bhagwan's memory. So this is one aspect, Viraha. Viraha means uh, separation. And when there is God, when there is Godhood, when there is, this incarnation, so this separation, or this, this pain of separation comes. They are an important part of this uh, of this incarnation, the doctrine of incarnation. Like Radha, Radha and Krishna, they were lovers, and Radha used to love Krishna intensely. Krishna also used to love Radha intensely. Krishna was living at the time. He did not leave his body. He was not dead. He was still living. He did not live in Vrindavan, but he used to live in uh, Mathura, which is just like 2 or 3 kilometers away from Vrindavan. Still, Radha had this kind of this sadness, of this of this pain, and this pain actually helped Radha to come close to Krishna. So, one part of the spirituality done with God, with Godhood, is this pain of separation. This is also called rasa. Rasa means, means. Rasa means means. Like prem ras, that is love. The meaning, the means of love. Like, to attain God, love is a means. Okay. Then bhakti ras, that is devotion. Devotion is a means. It's a path. Okay. It's a path. Means path. Prem ras means path of love. Gyan ras, path of knowledge. At the highest among this path is the path of separation, biraharas. It is the ultimate. There is nothing beyond this. You know, After biraha is oneness. This devotion and knowledge, they they become mature, and they get transformed into this biraha, that is separation, pain of separation. So what if you have this, you know, keep it, suffer more, so that everything goes, all your mind, all these distractions, all these confusions, doubts, separation, they all just go out from this, they all just burn away from the pain, fire of this pain of separation. And once everything is burnt away, you are completely pure, and you become one with him. So Milan ras means becoming one with him, union or yoga. That is the that is the goal. That is the ultimate. And this is not ras. This is the ultimate. That's not path. It's the goal. So yoga is not a rasa. That is, it's not a path. It's the glow. It's a goal. It's the attainment. But to attain this, one has to move through various pathways, and Viraha is the ultimate one. Okay, so whoever has this pain, sufferings, whoever experiences these sufferings might be, might wonder why I am suffering when Bhagwan is inside. Yes, Radhaji knew that Krishna is inside. Krishna told Radha that I never leave Vrindavan. I'm always in Vrindavan. These are all true. Krishna is inside Radha. Krishna is in is pervaded all in Vrindavan. The trees are, in the trees. Krishna is in the trees. Krishna is in the cow. Krishna is in Yamuna. Krishna is here. Krishna is there. But still, Krishna is nowhere. Krishna is nowhere. The devotees cry and cry every day. When Uddhav, when Uddhav, who was the devotee of Krishna, but he was from the knowledge background, Jnana Yoga. He always practiced, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. When he went to Vrindavan, after 14 years of Krishna's departure, means the day he entered Vrindavan as a messenger of Krishna, that day was the 14th year of Krishna's departure from Vrindavan. And he found everything to be the same, as if time has not passed. Time has not passed. The wounds are all ripe, all like new, fresh. The wounds that the people had, the wounds that Krishna's mother had because of the separation from Krishna, the wounds that Krishna's father had because of the separation from Krishna, the wounds that the gopis had, they were all fresh, as if time has not passed at all. 14 years have passed. 14 years has passed, and everybody was, was saints of high quality saints. They were all sages in their past lives. They all knew what is Brahman. They all knew what is, self, what is knowledge. They all knew this. But still they indulged into this love for Krishna, and they suffer, and they chose to suffer and suffer and suffer. Because this suffering is the means to attain Krishna. The suffering is the means to attain God, Bhagavan. So if you have these sufferings, suffer more. Don't try to get rid of this. Embrace it. Embrace it. Okay?